In July, Judge Kandakasi ordered Barrick Niugini Limited and the state to negotiate on the extension of the special mining lease after Barrick went to courts when the state cancelled an application by Barrick to extend the special mining lease.
Sure, there was a government change of government, but it wasn't a change of country. And that change of government occurred in June 2019, and we never once got warned or suggested we wouldn't renew the mining lease. As I pointed out, we jointly with government approached the courts to recognize our right to continue to operate. And so, when you go through that, nearly 9 months later, to suddenly wake up one morning and decide that everyone's got to leave is an illogical thing. One would have imagined if there was a view about we had done something wrong, and we've never been indicted or sanctioned on any legacy issues.
He said negotiations had started in 2017, leading up to the expiry of the 30 years SML in August 2020, were consistent until January when negotiations went cold, according to Mr. Bristow.
And I've SMS'd him, I've WhatsApped him, I've written letters to him and the various representatives in the negotiating team, and said we need to negotiate this. And so our point is, at any time we can stop, we can negotiate. There's no conditions.
It has been made publicly that the Marape government would not settle for anything less than a 50-50 agreement with BNL. The drafting and passing of the Mining Act may have been the delay with the government. In July, Enga Governor Peter Ipata stated that the Marape government was adamant that the people of Papua New Guinea will benefit from resources being removed from their land.
He is saying that the country must have upside, not the downside. We must have a higher equity than the investors. But they will still make their money if they will come in and operate. They will not be operating for us for free. So there's got to be a give and take.
So what has been negotiated so far? Barrick stated the 50-50 agreement would be possible if the PNG government put up capital investment for the project.
We don't expect the government to put up capital. It should be using tax money and other money for developing the country. It's us as investors that should be putting up the risk capital and recouping it first before we share the spoils.
In a joint letter by both Barrick and Porgera Landowners Association to the Prime Minister James Marape, it said that last October, Bristow, when meeting Prime Minister James Marape, offered $200 million prepayment of corporate tax upon the granting of the SML.
And we put together a letter and we increased the economic benefits to 57% in favor of the state and other PNG stakeholders, and a reduction of 43% for the shareholders. Because this is a 20-year project and it requires capital.
The statement coming after BNL made it clear to the government on the previous 20% equity stake that was given to them in the previous SML deal. The 20% sold by the previous government and had signed a deal that they would not take up any further equity in the future.
People don't really appreciate that Papua New Guinea used to own 25% of Porgera, and the government, central government, sold 20%. And when they sold it, they undertook that they will never retake any equity in this project.
Yes, put it in some proposal for greater participation, we would have accepted it and we would have gone on. But when did the company come and even propose this new arrangement? They never did. They never did before. And unless I put my foot down, Prime Minister put his foot down, so they are coming around with a better proposals. But that's not what we want. We want to stick to our original plan. And we are saying the resources now reverted back to the state. The SML has expired. And therefore, we have to offer. They can't offer. They are in no position to offer.
But while negotiation has gone cold, the image of a ghost mine remains in Porgera, as the locals, former employees, and the country awaits when communication will begin between the state and Barrick. Adelaide Turks Kari, National, EMTV News.